Okay, found this DI box. This is bearing a DI, which is going to be last in the chain. So into here, XLR out of here, straight into the desk. But I'm going to have this in a position where I can also, from the last pedal in the chain here, which is going to be this EQ2, it's a little bit loose there, that nut, just quickly tighten that up, where I can go straight into an amp as well. So this rig will have you know, some versatility essentially of how I can actually run it. But mostly for solo gigs, it's going to be straight into a desk. So it's just position of that, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's plug a few things in. I keep forgetting to take all this Velcro off, man. I get distracted. Definitely no whammy pedal for me on this rig. It's a shame, but it's okay. That doesn't quite work, does it? We have this slightly off. It'll sit pretty good. This is going to remain on, but I need to get through the different user selectors. So selection 1 EQ settings is for electric, and number 2 is for acoustic. So I still need to get in there and hit that button as I'm going through a set. Now that's a little bit, that joint cable's a little bit too long, so let's use this shorter one here. Try and keep things as neat as I possibly can here. Gonna try anyway. Guess I'm not too concerned about. I can kind of straighten out like that. So tuck this in behind maybe. No, that's not going to come out anymore. Guess not a big deal because this will not be stomped on during the set. I'll tuck it like that, it's not too bad. Okay, and then out from here, from the drop tune, so octave setting, and also different pitches there, drop tunes. So I sometimes go and do a band gig that'll use E-flat tuning. Of course, Floyd Rose guitars, that doesn't work too well. Setting those up, so we just basically run that on the half step down setting all night. And of course, from time to time when I write, I do like to experiment with drop tunings there, so that works good. Tracking on that is unbelievable, by the way. Okay, so output to input. Now why is that sitting weird now? I only turned it around. So this pedal sit so great, and then some of these other ones just sit weird, man. I wonder if I'm going to have to turn this around. Something's just not quite right here. Okay, output to input, we need a short joiner. So now this DI here, it's not going to sit properly because of that lead. I can mount it on the side like this. So it comes out. That might be cool. Just whether it fits back into that gig bag, I'm not too sure on that. The leads will be plugged in here though, so it's going to be an extra thing to think about. But yeah, it just will not sit in any further, and it's going to be hanging out, which I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Okay. All right, well, that's an option anyway. Sit like that. And that does sit pretty flush. Get some tape on that. That should sit pretty cool, I reckon. Sort of out in there, plenty of tape there, and that should be fine. And the next issue to look at then is power. I think I should probably take these batteries out while I'm here. So we don't want the, I didn't even know there were batteries in here. Take these out, throw them away. Don't get any battery leakage going through these nice pedals. Having said that though, the years that I've been using Boss products, they are built so robust. I honestly think you could drop them in the bottom of the ocean, fish them out, you could plug it back in, and I think it would still work. In some cases, this the height of this here being just a little bit too small means that some of these pedals kind of sit down here a little bit more robust against the whole system, which is kind of cool. Everything is pretty tight though, but I think everything's going to work pretty fine. I don't think I'm going to have any issues while driving all of these. Yeah. All right, so the next thing is power. Power. Which I've been using the one spot which has handled the entire rig here. 1700, I think, milliamps, 9 volts, so that's kind of cool. Means one power supply for everything. I just think this is going to get a little bit messy, in which case I'd probably look at some stage adding something like a fuel tank or something, one power supply that could kind of be mounted underneath here to drive the light. But then at the same time, it's kind of getting a power supply that works for all 9 volts and has enough milliamps. And I remember going and searching for something, and at the time I couldn't find anything except this that would drive everything. Anyway, let's see what happens. take this out here, man. This is getting annoying now. Let's take this yellow one, which is a little bit longer. This can stop ticking me off. Ah, look, yellow. See, it matches. Matches with the fabulous bumblebee. So we got dead space here, so we can kind of call that lead up there. And that can sit there and just stop ticking me off for a bit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, that's in. That's in. And we've got one more to go. That's encouraging. Okay. It's getting all these leads in the right spot to so many factors to dial in: position of the pedal, the power supply, ease of input and output, and then access when you're actually gigging. And all these things are just as important. And I'm not the most mechanically minded person when it comes to doing this stuff. I consider myself to be, if you like to use an example of race car driving, then I'm definitely more of a race car driver than I am a mechanic, if that makes sense. It's definitely not my strong suit when it comes to all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, okay, cool. And that can actually head out. See, I don't like that now, because then you've got all this here. What if I went? This could potentially actually go over this way. Alright, so out for sorry, I'm just thinking here. Okay, so D, I can go out here, and I could potentially run powered this way. Just kind of gives better access. I think one of those clips, I can sort out those clips later, but I think, you know, some of these clips can kind of help hold some of this in place. I've still got access there, which is kind of cool. I could even move this over here a little bit if I wanted to. No, I can't, because that plethora is in the way. Okay, cool. That's all right. That still works. All right, power goes this way. Plugs into there. Beautiful, straight into the power point. Lots of length there in case I need it. And then the out, the signal into the desk is going to be over more this way. Cool. I'm liking it. I am. I don't like this at the moment. That's all right. I can tape a little bit. Some of that old double-sided tape will even do the job there, actually. Kind of just tuck those in a little bit better. Without taking that boost off. And the question is whether that boost is going to work where it is, because I do use that sometimes. It's right there. Don't see that being an issue. Drops over there, which I'll use from time to time as well. Kind of leave that on or off, or we'll use that octave setting through there. Okay. Cool. All right, now to kind of tape things down, I guess. I might just, while everything's plugged in, just kind of make sure there's power to everything, and everything kind of works. I'm just always concerned about this Fox here, because it doesn't really have a light on it that shows you that it is on, that it is working. So I am going to quickly kind of hook everything up. We'll just go straight into an amp, just quickly, right here behind me. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to fall over at gigs. I think if everything's in this sort of position here. Rocking that E for days. Okay, cool. Gonna have to definitely tape that plethora down pretty well. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know about this, mounting that on the side now, just coming to think of it. I guess I could have that near the mixing desk, but I kind of like being self-sufficient that I could just kind of walk in, do a gig, pop that out, right? And then, you know, it's any sort of playing scenario, working with a different sound guy or something like that. Dude, sound's right here. And then everything's just, I'm self-sufficient. I like that. I like, you know, just being able to go straight into the desk and there's no issue. Or, of course, the other option is I unplug that, right, guitar lead straight into an amp and run it that way. So it's like I'm just covering all bases with that DI involved. I mean, if only we had this just a little bit and then height a little bit. And this is the large unit. For a large unit, it's quite small. It's still quite compact, but I get where Nux are coming from. It's kind of like they're just trying to be thinking of the touring musician. Essentially, you could chuck this on a plane. The carry bag there, it's so small, tiny and compact. I'm not really digging for all this extra power lead here. This looks all pretty untidy at the moment, to be honest. It's not a big deal, but at the same time, I don't want these power leads to get in the way. That's just going to kind of suck, man. Anyway, I'll start taping stuff down. Does anyone know how this dual lock stuff works? All right, so finished mounting everything on. I think everything's pretty robust. This is a little bit rocky here, but again, it's not going to be stomped on. This is great, this is great, this is great. This doesn't quite sit right. Again, it's not going to be stomped on. It's going to be on the whole time. This is solid, which was the two that I was most worried about, possibly this one as well. These four are going to see a lot of action. This one's going to see some action. So it is pretty tight. The last part is putting this on the back here, so we'll see how this goes. I want to put this in a position here where it kind of maybe tucks that in. That would be kind of cool if I could get that going. But then again, I don't think that's gonna work. We'll just tuck it in that way, I think. Have that lead out of the way there. Great. Okay. No, that's not going to work as planned. So instead, I'm going to go like this. Use that second output. Tuck this like that. Again, that's not gonna, it just doesn't quite work out. So maybe if we, unfortunately, it just doesn't stick how I want it to. So not sure if it comes up on camera very well, but I've mounted underneath here now, and that's still got access for the input. So the 6.5 input into the DI box, and then we still have room for the XLR, which is a quick test. Be that. So power this way, and then output over that way, straight into the desk. We're good to go. So I just got to mount that now, and then just about done. Probably not going to mount great because the lead here is stopping it from popping in, but if we take this out, and mount a bit of that there, is actually just axe this dual lock, and then we just go double-sided tape. And that's going to work. The only bummer is it's going to be very difficult if I want to get to some of the controls of that DI. But if I unplug this here, I can probably get to that okay. There's only really phantom power. The attenuation I might use. The ground's always on anyway. I won't need to link the dual channel. It'll always be just single channel use anyway. So we're pretty good. All right. I think that's it. Oh boy, what a job. It's exciting though. I like the destination. I know a lot of guys in my field enjoy the build. Not so much myself. I just bumped the camera then. Not so much myself. I kind of enjoy the destination more than the journey. We ran into a few hurdles along the way, but it's pretty good. I might kind of sort of work with some of these leads here and see if I can kind of tape down a little bit better. I don't quite like with some of that sitting, so I might just kind of play for the next few hours and tidy a few things up. But we've got something it's pretty robust, pretty light as well, and compact. I quite like the compactability that's kind of going on here. This is pretty cool. So fingers crossed tomorrow's gig goes pretty well. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too much of a slog to get through. I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, let me know what I could have done better. Let me know what you like about the rig as well, and yeah, peace out.